We can put the this on the website for people that have questions but perhaps couldn't attend it. Welcome. We are excited to be here and sharing all about the Women's Entrepreneurship Initiatives. Cohort 7 applications are open. My name is Jen Bonet. I am the Vice President of Technology and Entrepreneurship for Invest Atlanta, which is the economic development arm of the city of Atlanta. And I am a serial tech entrepreneur and sometimes services-based businesses entrepreneur that for pretty much since 2008 has been focused on entrepreneurship as an economic development tool. How do we help entrepreneurs be successful so that they can create businesses that grow and create great jobs for people in our city? And so that's kind of my lens on things here. I joined Invest Atlanta about 10 months ago and to come in to deal with two different things. One is the top 5 tech hub, the mayor's initiative to become a top 5 tech hub. And the second was the Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative. I have a long history of being passionate about female founders. I launched Startup Chicks circa 2008, which was meant to help more women get into specifically tech startups and hopefully grow companies that could raise funding and be more successful. Ultimately, I view my role in a lot of this stuff is just my job is to kind of think about how, when I was an entrepreneur, what did I need? What things could the city, in this case, create that would help my journey be easier as an entrepreneur? So I like to think that my job is really to think about how we can help you have an easier time on your entrepreneurial journeys. I am joined this evening by my colleague, partner in crime on all things Dr. Dawn Sizemore. So Dr. Dawn, why don't you introduce yourself real quick? You're muted.
Thank you. I was having a little trouble over there. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Dawn. I am the program manager for the Women's Entrepreneurship Initiative. Very excited to be here. I joined Invest Atlanta in February. I think I'm almost, I don't know how long it's been. I know it was in February. It's been a whirlwind, but I've just been so inspired by just the work of the Invest Atlanta team first, learning from Jen, learning with Jen, and talking to the women, the founders. I'm a founder myself. I actually moved here in 2020 to grow my business. I have a boutique ed tech solutions firm called iCurric. We specialize in custom curriculum and digital learning design. And I'm just really passionate about uplifting women in the community and problem solving, all things growth, learning, and development. I spent about a little over 15 years in public education and then another 5 or 6 across other education sectors. And I'm just anything that's involved with transformation, learning, growth, and development, I'm down for it. So I'll be kind of your guide on the side, supporting Jen in her work as your mentor. She'll talk more about that, helping with the curriculum and just making sure that the experience is just world-class and that you get what you need out of being a WE participant and ultimately a WE alumni. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. So we'll start out with a little bit of history about WE and kind of what we've been up to for the last 9-10 months or so. This year WE will celebrate its 10th anniversary. We've had 6 cohorts and we have 90 alumni. Up until this point, WE has been primarily what I would call an incubator program. The Mayor Kasim Reed saw a need in 2015, 2014 really, for that women needed a safe place to work. And so they launched, he came up with the idea and Invest Atlanta and the city worked together to create WE. And we had office space in the Flatiron, and it was a 15-month program, and it was really like intense 4 months of curriculum, and then a little bit more loosey-goosey the rest of the time. And so When I was hired to come in and when I brought Dr. Dawn on board here, we really took a look at it as, okay, a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed since 2015. A lot of things have changed, specifically in our startup ecosystem, right? There are other safe places for women to work today. The Lola, the Collective by our partners at the Greater Women Business Council. How we leverage space for work is different today, right? A lot of people work from their homes, a lot of people work remote, a lot of people work at co-working spaces. Like how we use space in our everyday work lives has changed, right? Kind of how the tools that we're using to build businesses have changed. And so we kind of really looked at everything and said, wow, so much has changed since this program has started. Like, how would we do it today? Like, if we were to start from scratch, how would we do it today? And how do we take what was amazing about but also take into what's going on in the world today with AI and other tools and say, this is how we would do it today. And we did that over kind of 9 months in addition to a listening tour. So we spent over 6 months listening, just getting out into the community and interviewing female entrepreneurs and interviewing our 90 alumni and talking to partners like the Lola, like Greater Women's Business Council, and other groups that focus on women entrepreneurs and the broader entrepreneurship community. And we decided that we wanted to make some changes to how we operate. And so we're here to like kind of announce the new we and share with you what we are doing. And I will say, first and foremost, it's not 15 months because that's too long, right? It's 9 months. It's really 8.5 months, if I'm real honest, right? It's about 8.5 months of programming. It's also not super intense. It's meant to be about 20 hours a month. So it's not meant to like, you're supposed to be working in your business during the day and then working with us about 20 hours a month on your business to help you grow strategically so that you can scale and grow your business. So it's 9 months. It's got a theme for each month is the way I think about it. So month 1 is going to be on leadership, right? Month 2 is going to be on customer development. Month 3 is going to be on financials and revenues and pricing and all that sort of stuff, figuring that out. Month 4 is going to be a deep dive into digital readiness and tech. Month 5 is going to be access to capital. Month 6 is talent. So now you got some money and we gotta deal with talent, right? We gotta be planning to bring on board amazing people and get them, recruit them, train them, get them onboarded and help them create your company to be successful, help you grow. After that, we go deep into sales. Like, so how do we put a rocket fire on our sales? And then how do we streamline operations and scale operations? So how do we scale sales and then how we scale operations? And then we're done, right? So each month has a theme. Each month there'll be like a week of online learning. There'll be in-person workshop, deep dive learning from a mentor or expert, a co-working week. And then we'll wrap it up with your mentor week. And so each week there's touch points each week to make sure that you're moving and you're hitting the milestones for that week, that month, that theme. But again, it's about 20 hours a month is our plan, so that you can be working in your business while you're building the strategy and working on the plan to grow your business as well. So that's kind of like the thematic thoughts on how we're moving forward. Applications are open. Don will get into that. We have kind of 2 different verticals that we're hoping to go after. One is high growth ventures, and the other is really can I say this? Scalable social impact firms. Right. So here's the thing, the program's funded by the economic development arm of the city, right? So at the end of the day, we measure economic development in two things: the creation of good jobs. So that is jobs that have at least 50K salary plus benefits, and investment into our community. So office buildings, equipment, bringing in venture capital and spending it here. So those are the two key measurements that any city uses as an economic development measure. So we want to make sure that we're serving women business owners that are thinking that way. So our high growth potential businesses are from any industry, but you got to be thinking about creating jobs and creating investment, right? And so, I think we kind of said that we're hoping for companies that are at 50K a year in revenue today. That pretty much means you have a product and you're in the market, right? And you have a handful of customers, right? And now you're really ready to put some systems and operations around you, get some mentoring and coaching so you can scale and grow. And our goal is that you want to grow to over $1 million within 3 years. Hey, $1 million this year would be amazing. Let's go for it. But within 3 years, right? And then I think the other thing is jobs, right? We need to be about creating jobs in the city of Atlanta for people. And so that's the other component that we're looking at. Are you interested as a founder in growing jobs? I was talking to a lovely young woman yesterday that actually got on my office hours for a conversation about the program in particular. And I said, look, um, actually growing your business and creating jobs is a lot. You can do it in any industry. It could be a restaurant. It could be a manufacturing plant. It could be a web services, a web business, an internet business, an AI consulting firm. It could be an HR consulting firm. I mean, you could do this in almost any industry, right? So it's a mindset of I'm going to grow a business and I'm going to create jobs. And that's what we're looking for the program. The second component here is that scalable social impact companies. These are, I like to say, for profit, for good companies. So are you having an impact on our community, right? What's your impact? And I've already talked to a couple of people that are nonprofits. We're not going to get too in the weeds on the corporate structure, as long as, again, you're thinking about scaling this business and growing this business to have a large social impact in our city. We want to hear from you, as long as it's female founded. And like the best case example I can give you of this right now is Gooder, right? Jasmine Crow, Houston. I've known her since I launched Startup Chicks, like back in 2008, right? She now just opened a grocery store on Edgewood, and has a social she's actually got a for-profit, for good company that helps with food insecurity, right? And so that's one example. I spoke with an amazing young woman just last week that has a company that helps single moms and or moms that are economically challenged get the supplies that they need to make sure that their babies can eat and have diapers and things like that. Again, super impactful, social, good company. So that's the other kind of company. And I would say a lot of this, like the idea around scaling and growing, is really, it's a mindset that we're looking for. So I think that's the program. That's what we're looking for, those two categories. And then the application process is meant to pull out some of that information around your mindset. That's why we have a quick videos, because you can tell us how big you're dreaming in that quick video. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Dawn a little bit to talk a little bit more about the specific program that she's really in the weeds creating. I'm helping out, but she's in the weeds creating. And then we'll get to your questions.
Okay, so before I go into some of the details about, well, Jen kind of covered some of the elements of the program. So she mentioned mentorship, which is a big component of the program. It's actionable, it's thematic. So every month you will have a specific concept or theme that you're working on that Jen kind of walked through. And there's some deliverable that is due at the end of the month, and you receive strategic support from mentors and then also entrepreneurs and residents. So a lot of support you receive. And then also the opportunity to work within your cohort with other founders that have similar business models as you do. We hope to have a cohort that's kind of divided between those two types of businesses that Jen described, high growth and then social impact organizations. So you'll have other founders that are on a similar journey being guided by a mentor that has experience in the work the type of business you're trying to grow and develop and the work that you're looking to do within the marketplace. It's a built-in ecosystem, so very high visibility, in being a WE alumni. That was one of when Jen spoke of how we can keep some of the things that were great historically about the WE program is the high visibility. Being a WE, I want to be a WE alumni. Being a WE alumni is a big deal. The city is very proud of the program, and we're enhancing that by working really closely with the other communities that support entrepreneurs. So each month we will spend time at the Lola, ATDC, the Russell Innovation Center for Entrepreneurs, better known as RICE, ATV. So that way you are really getting the full scope of the resources and support that's available to you within the ecosystem. And then finally, post-program alumni support. So once you go through the cohort, it doesn't just end there. We have a digital platform that we're working to build out. We want to make sure that it's robust, and we provide additional programming and support, access to capital. Once you're in a part of the community as a female founder, you're always in, and we're always here to support you. And we're going to continue to level up what that post-programming support looks like as we continue to build out this new vision of WE. So the application process and timeline. So how to apply, you go to weatlanta.com. The application is kind of three parts. There's some basic business info that you complete. There's some financial documentation that you have to upload. And then the bulk of the application is a video pitch. And we provide some guidance on what we're looking for in the video pitch. Specifically around your growth trajectory, your vision, the problem you solve, your why behind starting the business, all of those things. And the review process will be a three-stage selection process. So the applications are open now. We will start screening applications when they close, which is tentatively scheduled for August 15th. We may extend that, so please make sure you go to weatlanta.com to join the community and follow us on socials for updates just in case we extend that deadline. But try to get it in if you plan to apply. Don't wait to the last minute, even though we're anticipating there will probably be a lot of last minute submissions. The initial screening will mostly focus on looking at whether or not you are an Atlanta-based business. You have to be an Atlanta-based business. This is Atlanta proper. And the way we screen for that is if you have an Atlanta business license, and also your business address has to be in actual Atlanta proper. And then we'll also be looking at those revenue guidelines to make sure and you have the 50K revenue guideline, although Jen and I have had some conversations around those things. So we don't want to deter anyone from applying if your revenue is not exactly 50K. If you have any questions around that, just feel free to reach out to us at weatlanta.com, and we'll coach you through like what's the best course of action. You have questions about that. So there will be an initial screening, and then we're going to the actual application scoring process, which will be a collective effort from the Invest Atlanta team. Our WE board, who is spectacular, will spend a couple weeks really diving into the applications, reviewing your responses and scoring them. And then out of the applications, we hope to select 30 female founders to come in for an interview. That tentatively, if the timeline remains, would be the week of 9/18, with our goal of notifying our final cohort the week of September 15th. And all of these are kind of tentative based on when the application actually closes. The program will begin in October. We have some really fun things scheduled for October, so just stay tuned for that. We will culminate the experience with a showcase week that we're planning that is going to be spectacular. Jen has some really, really big ideas around who's going to be in the room for that showcase. So I'm excited about that. That's all about celebrating your growth, what you learned, and what you got out of the program. So really, really excited about that. And then once all is said and done, we are going to graduate you and promote you to be official WE alumni. And we're just thrilled. We're really thrilled and excited. As Jen said, we've spent a lot of time just going back and forth about what's needed and trying to really understand what's the best approach to make sure that you have the support that you need. So here's some common pitfalls, and I'll let Jen jump in here as well. Program is not for idea stage businesses. So if you're just starting out and trying to figure out what you want to do, it's probably not going to be the best fit, but please still join the community, still schedule time with me. You are still a part of the community. We still want to support you in your journey until you're ready to come back and apply for the cohort. It's not just about visibility, it's about traction and execution, because sometimes it's easy to get into the glitz and glamour of being a part of a program like WE, and you really got to be ready to work, because I'm going to tell you, Jen, she's not playing no games, okay? So you got to be ready to roll your sleeves up and get ready. I'm going to be there supporting you. Anything you need, I'm going to be right there. You're going to be supported, but you got to be ready to do the work, because we want women that are passionate, that want to grow their business, and they're looking to create jobs and really contribute to the city's economic development bottom line. 20 hours a month is the minimum. Just keep that in mind. Be realistic about your schedule. This is time to work on your business. You still have to work in your business, as Jen spoke to earlier. Be committed to consistent data tracking. So throughout your program, you will have updates, things to submit. So that allows us to understand how you're responding to the program and how you're progressing, so we can continue to improve the program. And it also lets you know how you're doing with hitting the milestones that will be established for you each month. So there's no chat. It says drop your questions in the chat. But I'll go ahead and turn it back over to Jen, so that way, if there are any questions, you can ask your questions.
Yeah, I think we're good to go for questions. I will say, if you don't think you're a fit, if you're too early stage, or even you're in Metro Atlanta, not in Atlanta proper, I would encourage you to still go to our website, weatlanta.com, and join the community. Don't do the application, join the community, so that you can learn about the other things that we're doing. So for the broader community, for any female entrepreneur or aspiring entrepreneur in the Metro Atlanta area, we will have kind of at least quarterly events that are either educational or social, that you can come and you can learn and you can meet other female entrepreneurs on your path to getting to the stage of that you could be part of the cohort. And Dr. Dawn and I can also help point you towards programs. If you are an idea stage entrepreneur, you're not sure like how to get to that next level, to get to the point where you can be in the WE cohort, we can help you find the right place for you to go get that early education. Because there's a plethora. If you go actually to the WE Atlanta website, you can go look at under the resources tab, you'll see that we've identified 30 other organizations that are focused on early stage entrepreneurs in the Metro Atlanta area. So with that, our application is due on August 15th. If you got any questions, reach out. And now ask your questions. We're here. We're here to listen.
I just had one quick question. And I think you already answered my question. I'm just making sure that I understood it. So if you don't live so if you live anywhere outside of Atlanta, so you live in, Sandy Springs, Lithonia, anywhere else out, then you can't do the program. Is that well? I
That is
understand.
correct. Well, I
Okay.
mean, technically you could, but your business would need to be located in the city of Atlanta. So that
Okay.
would require you having a business license for the city of Atlanta, which would require you having at least a post office box at like UPS or something with
Because
that.
I have an online business. That's why I was at. I'm not really like stationed anywhere. I mean, I live in the area, but I'm not like in Atlanta. That's why I was wondering. Okay, so if I
No,
had
this is truly city tax dollars at work. So we have to be pretty mindful of how we, we are for people that are either residing or their business resides in the city of Atlanta proper.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, it's
Amy?
Case.
Okay.
Hey, it's great. It's a great talk. Thank you, Dr. Don and Jen. I'm in Fort Collins, Colorado. I'm with Park Life Communications. Our home office is out of Matthews, North Carolina. We do a lot of work on the East Coast with social impact organizations. So it's really it's great to hear what you're all about. I in one of the segments or weeks or months that you're going to be mentoring. I didn't hear you mention anything about marketing and communications. Is that part of that month you're working on sales?
I think we'll probably be talking about marketing communications throughout. I think it touches pretty much every single aspect. Like when we're talking about customers, we're going to be talking about how to reach them, right? So I think it's more of a theme, but one of the things that I've learned over the last 9 months is that most of the female entrepreneurs I talk to think marketing is sales. And
Yeah,
so we're gonna focus on sales where the check gets written.
Mm.
Because nobody else is focusing on sales, quite frankly. You can go take a marketing class anywhere, but nobody's really talking about, okay, how do we get early stage customers to buy?
Sure, sure. And just as a follow-up, yeah, we've worked with the Social Innovation Accelerator through the United Way in Dallas. We've been doing that, participating for the last, I don't know, 3, 4 years, and mentored and worked with a lot of women founders.
Awesome.
So I'm glad we found you guys. We're also starting it's a sort of threefold Blue Ridge Collective, where we're producing our own ideas in arts, culture, and education. And we're also a force multiplier for nonprofits who are big on ideas but short on resources. So either a dollar or people related. So if that's any help to you, I'm happy to send on that information.
Yeah. So Casey, why don't we connect offline? Because this is
Yeah,
really
totally.
for our women potential candidates to ask their questions. And why don't you
Of
and I
course. Of
offline? You can
course. And
just hit
thank you
me
for your
at
time.
Jen at weatlanta.com. And
Great.
yeah, awesome.
Thanks.
Sharita, I think you were going on screen and had a question. Is it
Yes,
Sharita?
I'm sorry.
Did I mispronounce your name? I might have mispronounced your name too.
No, that is absolutely correct. So
Okay.
it's a pleasure to meet you and Don. So thank you for this meeting. I'm really excited about it. I know I had reached out to Don earlier, and I think something was kind of placed on hold. So I'm excited that it's back up and the cohort is back up and running. But my question was, I have actually two different businesses, but I kind of want to either talk to you or Don to see which one will be more feasible, I guess, for potentially this program. I have one that's a nonprofit, and then I have one that's uh, not a nonprofit. So I was just had a question about that.
Okay. I would say, which one do you plan on growing?
Well, of course, I plan on growing both, but the nonprofit is a little different because from a nonprofit is really supporting like the education piece, but it also has a piece where I am trying to provide jobs for people as well. So that's why I said it's two parts to the nonprofit.
Okay. So it might be best to schedule some time to talk with
Okay.
one of us. So
All
we can
right.
go through it. Again, I'm just Jen, Jen at weatlanta.com. And I think right now tomorrow's insane, but I think I should have some time on Friday afternoon. So
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
awesome. Jasmine, I think I saw you, yeah, on mic.
Okay. Okay, so I was wondering, well, thank you for this. First off, I was wondering where to find to join the community. I know you guys said online. I'm like trying to do it in real time.
I think if you look at the top right corner of the website, it says join/login.
Okay.
That will take you to a page where you can either sign up or go to a login page. And that's
Okay.
different than the button in the middle that takes you to apply right now.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
I see it now. Yeah, I don't think I'm eligible this time around, but hopefully soon I'll be able
Yeah.
to join we.
Awesome. Well, and we'll have, we'll be promoting pretty soon a female founders dinner in October in partnership with Venture Atlanta and some of the bigger things. And then we are planning a holiday party for female entrepreneurs around Christmas. And so if you're on our list by joining the community, you'll start to see some of that stuff.
I love that. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you. All right. Well, if there's no other questions, we will, I guess, stop recording. Boom.